Damn it. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, Black Clover episodes 19, 20, 21. Awesome episodes. Really like the new arc that they're starting, but oh my god. Once again, I said it in my while I was reacting, if there's one thing this series makes a huge contrast of and a great separation and emphasis on the whole theme between how royals and peasants are treated and are basically set in stone in this series. It's like the royals are what basically are capitalized and what's more important that have great importance to this show, even though a peasant is frowned upon and looked as some kind of a peasant is no different than an insect on the ground to these royals, which is sick. And I like how this series is trying to show that no matter where you are born from, no matter whether you're royal or whatever, you have a chance to be someone great. Because Asta, he's technically a peasant, a boonie, or whatever you call it, from the boonies, yet he wrecked and countered 2 royals like it was nothing. He used 2 swords on him, and he has you saw what happened. I'm not sure if the Wizard King was just playing it off, but if you can tell, the Wizard King was not able to carry that sword. Not only that, not only because like, oh, he can't carry it because it'll absorb his magic power. So even a peasant even a freaking royal trying to take away his sword will lose their power just being near its presence. But the Wizard King couldn't even carry the sword. He didn't have the physical strength needed. Now, I wasn't sure if he was being for real or if he was playing. So I wasn't exactly sure. But still, that shows a lot. Because, you know what I find hilarious? This is what I find hilarious. The freaking, how can I say it? The stupid royal piece of shit. No, it wasn't him. It was the guy from the Golden Dawn, the one with the weird mask. When he saw Asta moving at super light speed, like, not light speed, but he was moving fast. People just assume like, oh man, he's using speed magic. He's accelerating his speed using... Nah, mate. That's just pure physical ability. He's just that physically strong that he's able to move that fast. Because he's trained his body for many years. What he lacks in applications in magic, he supports it with amazing physical agility and prowess, because this kid can move so fast. Like when during that whole, I call it the whole Walking Dead situation in episode 21, he weaved through every one of those things and went directly to the head boss effortlessly. No magic, no nothing. That's all him. And I can't help but think like, yo, you may talk all this shit all you want, but just saying, when it comes to physical abilities, he will stomp all of you, or majority of you. Like, because I can tell those Sylvias or those the ones with the dumbass looking haircuts, like, I can tell they're not physically fit at all. So if Asta were to lay it on them, they would just get the smackdown from his pure physical abilities. Because not only can he counter any type of magic they dish out, he can bounce it back as well as give it to them flat and hardcore, just with how strong he is physically. Now I will admit though, it takes more than a strong arm to win a battle. And yes, it takes more than just flinging your sword around, because if that's all it took to beat down on your enemy, anyone could be OP. So obviously I don't think it would be that easy, but I still think that Asta holds a huge advantage over majority of the Magic Knights, even in my opinion the leaders of the squad, because of his ability to negate magic and repel it. Not to mention steal or bar. I'm not sure how him using someone else's magical abilities work, because it looked like when he was able to use Noelle, or however you say her name's magical abilities, like her water theme abilities, it almost felt like she granted him permission to get that power. I'm not sure whether Asta needs permission or he needs to be acknowledged, what you can say, by someone to get their power, or he can take it whenever he wants. Because if he can take it whenever he wants, he can demolish all these motherfudgers. I will admit, out of all the royals, the only one that caught my attention is definitely Leopold. I'm just saying, he caught my attention so much that I even remembered his name. That usually doesn't happen for me when it comes to characters. He shows, out of all the royals, he acknowledges Asta, even though he's considered a peasant in their eyes. But think about it. If this guy acknowledges Asta, and Asta can borrow elemental affinity regarding to magic powers, I can tell this Leopold guy has power affinity. Therefore, if Asta gains his power, he's able to swing fire swings, water and fire. That would be hella epic. So I would love to see that happen, because once again, Leopold acknowledges him and sees him as his rival. So I can definitely see that happening in the future. But again, the stupid idiot with the dumb I'm just saying, who in the hell does a haircut like that? That looks so dumb. Like, that was the most dumbest looking haircut I have ever seen. Facts. But, oh my god, sorry about this lighting. It's horrible. But yeah, really, really, definitely, I see how, honestly, when it comes to this series, it almost feels like I don't really like making comparisons, even though I do that a lot in this anime. But that doesn't mean I'm belittling it or anything. You can always reference something from a previous series to one other series. It happens all the time. It's not bad. It just means it's easy. You can pick up some things, that's all. After all, like, I'm sure other animes copy things from others, like Naruto, DBZ, Bleach, Black Hole. Like, all the series do it. All the series do it. So just because I compare it a little, or I mention things that are referenced from something else, doesn't mean a thing. So, alright? I just like to make a comparison because it's easier to understand, you know? So, for example, some of these royal snobs that are considered magic knight leaders, squad leaders, or whatever, it almost reminds me of Bleach in a sense, because do you remember when for those that's seen the Bleach anime, not Bleach, if you remember the very first arc of Bleach, when I'm not sure if the Soul Society arc, when Ichigo and all the group went after to save, you know, Rukia and whatever. If you remember that first arc, the Soul Reapers were looked at upon as villains. You can say they were looked at as antagonists, but they were technically not villains. They were just antagonists that later on became allies, right? So it kind of feels that way right now. The big leaders have been introduced. They're looked at as antagonists. Not all, but most. And who knows, maybe later on they could be changed different. But I really don't see that happening for this piece of shit, dumbass looking haircut dude. He needs to get his ass wrecked. He needs to be done in, finished, kapoosh, put in his place, and know never to underestimate anyone, whether they're royalty or peasant. Because if you underestimate them, you'll find yourself laying on the ground, humiliated and butthurt in the end of the day. Because you can tell he was butthurt like a little shit, knowing that, first of all, he just got butthurt because of Asta claiming the facts, being Wizard King, baby. And he got butthurt the moment a royal acknowledged Asta. It's like, stop being a little bitch. Honestly, like, why are you being such a little bitch? Get out of here, dude. I'm sick and tired of listening to you talk. I just want someone to sever your head, preferably Asta. If it's Yuno, just as good, because you know what? These boonies are about to take you back and lower your status to below boonie stature. If you guys can't tell already, I despise these royals just as much as Asta does. F these pieces of garbages. But anyway, I've been rambling for a bit, so sorry if I went off on a tangent. Let's go to the questions. Out of all the royals, because I feel like you guys are with me in regards to hating the royals, which one do you hate the most and why? Give me the juicy details. Question 2. Between Yuno or Asta, who are you voting more to be the Wizard King? And let me know why. Bonus to that question too. Do you really mind whether, even though you're leaning toward one character, whether it be Yuno or Asta, do you really mind on whether who becomes the Wizard King? Because are you like me in that sense to where I like them both? Because I really like them both. And honestly, if the series throws us a curveball and Yuno becomes the Wizard King, I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad. But either way, guys, that's it for me. Don't forget to like, comment, sub if you haven't already. It really motivates me to put more content out there for you guys as my guildmates. And I'll see you guys all in future reactions. Peace! Where's that stop button? Oh, there it is.